Oh, here we go. We are starting the worst body swap in the history of YouTube.
In the future, you live in a cheap motel and drive a Pontiac Fiero.
Guys, welcome back to the show.
A shit show.
Where today we are going to be embarking on probably about a year-long journey. And we are starting this journey with a 1987 Fiero GT.
And here we go.
Now this car, I bought this car probably about 8 months ago or so. I have not looked at it until yesterday. And this car is a train wreck. It was dirt cheap, which is why I bought it. It did start up initially. The brakes were locked up. The interior is okay, but that doesn't matter for where we're going with this car. Back here in the motor compartment, these are where all the real issues lie. Now, right now, car's not starting. We do have an electrical issue. I believe it's somewhere over here, because if you wiggle that, then we get power. But in the meantime, just to show you what's going on, we have wires that are just clipped. We have wires that are just exposed. We got wires that are just kind of braided together. We got plugs, aren't doing nothing. We have shit like the alternator, just barely hanging in there. Transmission bolts, they're just all sorts of loose. Underneath, I just looked under here. We got like all sorts of shit just loose and everything going on. So brakes are locked up on this car. That's a slight issue. However, looks like the previous owner did plan on doing the brakes because he knew about that. I honestly forget what the deal was with this car. He either put a different motor in or a different transmission, but he didn't tidy anything up, obviously, which is no big deal. I mean, hey, motor mounts are overrated. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna try to get this thing started and running. It's been about 8 months. I basically just fired this thing up, limped it off the trailer, rolled it down the hill because it did not want to go anywhere with the brakes being locked up. So I'm gonna unplug this, clean everything, because this has just been sitting in the water. It's probably soaked inside here. Then we're gonna connect the battery and see just how bad the gas is. Right, so we disconnected this little computer relay thing we got going on, and doesn't look bad inside here. However, when I went to these connections, let me show you. This very first one is it's hand loose. So we're gonna pull these both off. We're gonna clean them all up and pop all this back together and connect the battery and see if we have power. Hopefully it was just that was too loose, and we'll be good to go. We have everything cleaned up, and this is not the best looking connection, but it's easy enough to swap, so let's do that. All right, that makes me feel better. Let's get this connected. Right, we got her all wired back up. No real need to mount this because we're not going to need that there. So let's go see if we have power now. Well, that's a good sign. Now, what was happening before, as soon as we turned the key, we were losing power. So, let's see. Oh, we got power. Fuck it, let's go all the way. Oh, shit. She started for a little bit. Alright, so she doesn't want to run on her own. We gotta give her some gas, but oh wait, she's going. Well, she was going. Alright, so that's pretty huge. We can work with that. Let's button up some wires and move on to something else. Well, that's nice. That is held on by a zip tie. This is my kind of car, man. Oh man, I would think that I sold this to myself. So, since I'm afraid of electronics, we're going to take care of all this, but I'm going to disconnect the battery. Let's rock. All right, I'm feeling a little better. I went through, I shrink wrapped these ends. I took this apart and redid those ends, and then down here we have, don't know what that is, but we're just gonna do a condenser delete on that. So we're just gonna throw these in here and call that a day. Good enough for me. Let's go through and tighten some of this shit up. Like, bring you guys down here. You can see that that is loose. And that's loose right there. And that's loose back. Yeah, basically there's a nice gap between the transmission and the motor. So we're gonna try to tighten that up. All right, I don't really know what's going on here, but I'm fairly confident that when Pontiac designed this car, they did not have the transmission bolts threading into the housing here. I don't know how well you can see, but yeah, that's not good. I think just all these bolts are too long, so I'm gonna take out one at a time and cut them. Here I am over at the Bin of Hope, and let's just say I found some hope. I don't know how many of these I'm gonna have, but it's the same thread pattern and it's slightly shorter, so we're gonna try this out. Yeah, I should probably reassess where I'm grinding, considering I have fuel everywhere.
I'm not a smart man.
Okay, I put one bolt in and it legitimately sucked the transmission together because there was a gap here that I could fit probably 4 credit cards in. So we're gonna pull this one out and look to replace it. Worst case scenario, we cut it, but hey, let's rock on. So Pontiac, in their infinite wisdom, decided, hey, let's put the exhaust right in the way of the transmission bolt, just in case someone has to take it out 30 years down the road. Thanks, Pontiac. You suck.
You really suck!
Fiero won, Scott won, so it's a trade-off. Yeah, so nothing said you screwed up quite like an emoji bandage. Unbelievable. Alright, let's go get this exhaust off and try to get to the other tranny bolt. The Bin of Hope pulled through again. Sweet. Well, the next one's definitely not too long because it's not there. Not sure if you can see, but there's nothing to look at. Apparently, we are rocking a K&N here in the air filter. So we're going to get this all hooked up because this is one of those models that has the ram air in the side. Might as well make that functional. So let me get this straightened out and see where we go. Alright, I guess now would be a good time to give ourselves a motor mount. So this looks like it just goes down into here. And then that'll just go into there and nut and bolt and call it a day. So yeah, let's try this. Right, well, we have the motor mount on, and looking on this side, if you look down there, you can see we have a broken, I believe that's a temperature sending unit, kind of important in a Fiero. So that's a piece I might actually buy. I got some bolts over here. They go to nowhere. I'm not sure what they're for. Got a goofy clamp, does nothing. Gonna take that off. So let me just de-junkify this stuff and keep on going. Alright, so I'm just going through on this side, tightening up all the nuts and bolts. I decided I want to look at the spark plugs, and they look pretty clean. Slight issue. These are hand tight. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. So, yeah, I think I should tighten them up. But I'm going to pull them, look at them, and see if they got a lot of oil on them. And if they do, I don't know what to do anyway. But, yeah. That could be why it's running so shitty. Maybe it's not the fuel. Is that good? Is that bad? I don't know. But I'm going to clean it, put it back in. Alright, so the first plug I touched was hand loose. Second one, hand loose. Let's, why don't you come on a journey with me and let's take bets on this one. Oh shit. This one's actually, it's the first one that's tight. Who's the fool?
You suck, you jackass.
Actually, no, it's not. I put the wrench on it. It'll come right out. This one was the tightest of the 3. So let's pull her out and check her. Of course, it's all coated with oil around here because it's just been blown by the plugs. but the plug itself looks good. So yeah, I'm gonna have to do the back. That's gonna suck. So here I am thinking I have a bad wheel bearing because of how loose this is. And then I go to loosen it, and yeah, these are all hand loose. All except for the locking one. So yeah, that's a good time. This entire car has to be gone over. Alright guys, so unfortunately that's going to be it for this video. I really can't do much. If you look, I just had myself a laparoscopic cholecystectomy. I had my gallbladder removed basically, and I have a hernia on top of that. So I really can't do much, but next up we're going to be working on the braking system. And yeah, we got some issues. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to share, subscribe, comment, and all that stuff that these successful YouTubers tell you to do. And get off the couch and get in the garage. Or in my case, get on the couch for about a week because it feels like someone stabbed me in the stomach with a fork and spun it.